Okay, in this video I'm going to attempt to show the nano VNA across a couple of my E-field or electric dipole high Z systems. Now, just bear with me, I'll take away some of these traces. Okay, so now I've only left the yellow trace, which is, where's my finger, right across the top here, because right now, of course, it's not connected to anything, okay? It's just got its little pigtail that I did calibrate it to anyway, with the resistor at the end. My finger, I can't see where I'm pointing there. And so she's set up and ready to go. So the first thing I'll do is I'll get my electric dipole where it would connect to the ATU and connect it to here, and I'll show you. And then I'll look at my new E-field antenna on the trailer, because at least it's shady in the trailer. I can show that, and maybe I'll try and show that one, but it might be a bit hard to see the screen, so just stand by while I connect this up. Okay, it took a little while there because I had to go outside and make sure that I was looking at the correct coax. Okay, now I'm looking from 1 to 30 megahertz. There's only one point where the SWR actually comes down below infinite, and that's around 5 megahertz, where we got 5.482 or something, right? Now, but all of its intended bands actually have an infinite SWR. Stand by. And this is because my working principle isn't based on what we call maximum power transfer. My working principle is based on E-field resonance. And in order to obtain higher voltages, I need reflections, because you can't create electrical resonance if nothing reflects back to build up with. This is resonance. So there's the electric dipole with its own unique transmission line. But it's this little module here which is of critical importance to this system. If I was to just connect straight to that transmission line without this module, this would work as you would expect, just two Tauruses doing bugger all on HF. This module is very important. So when I tune what's seen as a infinite impedance, the center conductor of the coax that's feeding that system, when it's tuned, has voltage standing waves, doesn't it? And what does that mean? That means the voltage peak to peak in the time domain is increased. And the module then works with that and does its magic. Now, what's inside that module is of critical importance. This particular design has all of that up inside between the Tauruses. Now, this is going to be very tricky to show. I'll come back to this, see if I can get it to show, but as you can see, seeing the screen in this light is absolutely terrible. I've made no changes, this is still on, but what I'll do first is I'll go to my other, more recent high Z E-field HF antenna system. Now, that one connects directly through, and at least it's shady in the trailer. So we'll go in there and connect this up and have a little look, hey? So, I'll put a light on, forgive me. So you can see the screen now. 12 volt light, yes, okay. Right, now, so that particular antenna comes in at this point, okay? And this is its coax here. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll disconnect. It's very tight. Oh, you bugger. It's always the way, isn't it? When trying with one hand videoing, it's very tough. But if you pause, then people, accuse you of playing silly buggers. So that's the cable, okay. I'll grab the VNA and I'll place it here. And I'll get that little pigtail, okay. This is going to be tricky. with one hand, and I'll oh, you little bugger. Alright, I'll try and get this on for a firm connection. So now, looking at the system directly without any sort of matching system. Now this one does have 2 spikes, okay? It's quite interesting. The upper one is what I would expect because that's the actual size of the actual antenna. So let me go up. See, I haven't actually put the VNA on this because it's not really the way I'm running with things, but so this is interesting. Silly me. Can't see what I'm doing sometimes. Right, so what's its best frequency there in conventional terms? Trying to get this to show. Really doesn't want to. Okay. So about 25.5 megahertz. And it is very close in its physical size to a 10 or 11 meter band antenna. So that's to be expected. I must admit I didn't expect this spike down here. See, I'm working opposite to convention, so I'm not happy when I see the SWR come down, okay? But if it's not in one of my intended bands, that's okay. If it is in one of my intended bands, I have to get rid of it. Okay, now that is, she's up at 8.472, so that's good. Because at least all of my intended bands have an infinite SWR. Call me crazy, but what I'm doing is much smarter than what we've been doing for a very long time. Now, I will disconnect this and I'll try my best to do it on the version on the car. So this one is going to be tough because it's so bright out here, okay? So we've got the system here, and it's connecting down here. So right, I'll just sit the VNA there. It's still on. I haven't switched it off or anything. And I'll disconnect if I can with one hand. Come on, you little bugger. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Right, disconnected. She's just hanging there. And I shouldn't really do this, but I'll pick it up this way. And try again, all with one hand. To get that on. Little bugger, come on. Having a bit of trouble with the line up there. That's it. Oh, that, you know, a little cute little animal. Whoops. I'm having a bit of trouble getting that on properly. Okay, yeah, getting there. I'll make sure she's got a firm connection. It's not probably as tight as can be, but I think that's firm enough. Okay, now can I try to get a look at this? I'll try to create some shade. Good, hopefully you can see that. This one, I haven't got that problem. I've actually got the infinite SWR across the whole span from 1 to 30 megahertz. I think it is, or hang on, I'm going from 100 kilohertz, sorry. 100 kilohertz to 30 megahertz. So there you go. So yeah, I do have to iron out that problem on the other one. Not that it matters because it's not my intended band, but if I am designing for continuous coverage of the entire HF spectrum, I have to get rid of those points where the SWR comes down, because they will actually be disadvantageous points for such a system. 7.3, and thanks for watching.